Some biologists believe the reason Australia is home to so many deadly creatures is due to the fact that it's an isolated continent, one that's been drifting through the ocean since breaking off from Antarctica 30 million years ago. It's become a magnet for all forms of resilient species, creating a pretty monstrous ecosystem, as two fishermen found out the hard way.
February 2019, Kakadu National Park in Australia. Andrew Rose and T. Hoken are fishing in the Mary River when all of a sudden Andrew's line begins acting strangely. He pulls it from the water, and the friends discover this.
It was certainly a shock. The creature itself, I'd never seen anything like it. No eyes, sharp teeth. Yeah, it was about 6 inches long.
The creature was not hooked in the lure, but rather wrapped itself around it. Andrew made sure to keep his distance as the pair snapped pictures of the strange creature before releasing it back into the Mary River.
We didn't know whether it was going to be toxic or what. I know it was going to bite me, poison me, kill me.
Considering the variety of deadly animals that populate Australia, Andrew was wise not to get too friendly with the unknown creature despite its diminutive stature. I mean, this is the home of the Irukandji jellyfish, who at only 2 centimeters long still has a venom 100 times more powerful than a cobra. As for this thing, we had to ask field researcher Ken Gerhardt. He says the key to what it is might be where it is.
Where this weird creature was captured is actually in the Mary River in northern Australia. And this is the home to a legendary creature known as the Mary River Gariel, a serpentine animal with a very long, skinny head that's shaped like a crocodilian, a long body with 4 paddles, and a long tail. Could this be a juvenile version of the Mary River Gariel, perhaps in its larval stage?
In the late 1800s, new settlers to this area were told stories by the local Aboriginals about the monstrous Gariel that frequently attacked their women and children. And over the next century, the giant Gariel would be reported for overturning boats in the water.
In the 1980s, a local fisherman actually claimed that his boat was rammed by the Mary River Gariel.
Gerhardt also explores a more practical theory.
There's also a possibility that what we could be dealing with here is some type of mutated animal. A 2014 expose revealed that rapid industrialization in neighboring Indonesia has led to massive amounts of toxins and pollution being dumped into the river systems. The appearance of strange and grotesque creatures like this one could be an indicator of how bad the situation is getting.
Genetic mutations from toxic environments are nothing new on this show. In the past, we showed you a mutant 2-headed snake that our experts said could very well have been caused by industrial pollution. Is that what spawned this alien-like creature? To find out, we turn to our experts.
We first sit down with marine biologist Dr. Shay Steingass to discuss the idea that this mysterious creature is the product of pollution from Indonesia, a theory she finds flawed.
The Mary River flows to the sea, and while we may see off-flow of pollutants like fertilizers or chemicals that make their way through this system, oftentimes the impacts of these chemicals end up in the ocean itself because that's where the rivers drain to. So the effects that we would see from those pollutants would probably be offshore and not so much in the animals here.
So then what about the earlier theory that this tiny terror could somehow be related to the legendary Mary River Gariel?
Those were prehistoric crocodiles that had paddle-like limbs, but we don't see any kind of limbs on this animal. So this is not a Gariel. Rather, this is very clearly a mud-dwelling fish. The fact that it can't see means that it lives in the sediment or under the mud, where eyesight really isn't even an asset, it's a liability.
We followed up with biologist Floyd Hayes, who said he can identify not only the type of fish, but the exact species.
You could identify it by the odd-shaped head, and the eyes are covered with skin, and it has a lot of weird bumps and skin folds on the head, and also has a elongated body. So this appears to be a species of worm goby of the genus Tanioides. There are about 13 or 14 species that live in the Indo-Pacific area.
Our experts concur. What we are looking at here is a mud-dwelling fish known as the worm goby. And while it might not be as dangerous as we first thought, I'd still suggest keeping your hands inside the boat while traveling down an Australian river.